Didn't
Right,
get it.
there it goes.
Got
You're
it.
right. Thank you.
Woo! Woo!
Back on it. I'm glad you said
Yes.
that, and I said all of that, and it didn't get recorded. So
It's okay. It's
anyway,
okay. It wasn't like, you know, it's
earth shattering.
But transcript, before you go on, is
Now,
there?
what is that? Is that so another
It's
feature?
like, yeah, and what it does is
transcribes everything.
yeah, it transcribes it. So if you don't necessarily, if your notes miss something, because you guys, we don't have a secretary.
I know.
So
Okay, so how do you do that,
They,
Daria?
go
for the
back.
record, they never transcribed for us anyway, so it's always us taking notes.
Well,
Right, but
what
it-
I'm saying is if you choose it, it
Mhm.
does transcribe it. And
Okay.
so if you have to go back and watch this, to take the notes from it, it
Mhm.
actually is very helpful because it differentiates what everyone says. Like it doesn't
Okay.
just say, oh, this was said. That
I'm
was
gonna be jumping. I'm literally gonna be jumping off. So hit that
Which is good.
transcribe, hit the
Yeah.
record. I
Well, the
can do
record
any
is
of the above. We've been doing this now for a minute. So
okay.
yes, who can see the transcribe? It's on. Recording
I don't
transcribe.
see
is
it.
on. Who
I
can
only
see the
see
transcript?
It's-
It
it
only
says
see-
on.
transcript.
I see it. It's on. It's working.
Once you hit record, it does it
I
automatically,
just
Daria.
turned it. Yeah, I just turned it on. I didn't know you
Okay.
guys could all see that. It says view
Yes.
transcript. And
Yes.
so
I couldn't see it. I don't even know where it was at. So
So-
you'll have to show me.
When you hit record for the meeting, it automatically does that.
it does
Yeah.
not.
Oh,
It does
well,
not
I've been
automatically.
getting that. I've been getting that,
Okay.
and it takes up a chunk of memory on my computer. So just be mindful of that.
Oh, well, this is going to the cloud. So there you go. That was the idea.
Cool.
All right. All right. Well, go ahead, I guess, Miriam, unless there are a few things you want to share before you jump off. Because I thought, oh, yeah, okay.
No, I
Lyric
mean,
has all
just
the
where we were. I mean, welcome. It was good to have everyone back, and where we were, the findings, what OCM is looking at for us. You know, how community boards are breaking this down. I don't know if Daria or if anyone took the Manhattan Borough President mandatory cannabis regulation training for community boards. It was part of our training offering this quarter.
I'll see that.
That was in there, because the same way liquor licenses are going to happen, all the
Right.
businesses, any business that gets a license is going to have to come before the community board. And you see how we have that state liquor license, like we have the rules, no, 250 feet from a house of worship, from a church, all that stuff. So none of that exists. Those are the regulations that we have to submit and review. The stuff I attached in the email that I sent out earlier today.
Oh, I
that
didn't.
is-
Okay.
If
I
you
didn't open
open
it.
up, this is the stuff, Monique, that we met with Community Board 11 and 12. Community Board 11 and 12 reached out to us this month to collaborate on forums.
Last week. Yeah.
And to also work, that was this week. What you talking about last week? That was earlier oh no, you're right. That was Friday. It's just,
Yeah.
I continued the work this week, like connecting them and
Yeah.
dropping
Yeah.
files. So it's been work nonstop for me to
Yeah.
get these community boards together, because what ultimately now has to happen, and what the meeting in July was about with the Manhattan Borough President and OCM. OCM has been going around the state holding small roundtable meetings with stakeholders. They held them with small business owners, with legacy operators, with community-based organizations. They've been gathering input on the DL. I was at a session. I was invited to another session. I think, Monique, you might have been invited to one. Like, they've just been doing all this gathering, getting information so that they could kind of release the next round of regs, which is basically what says how the cannabis industry and regulations, how this whole industry operates in a community. The distance from a church, like I encourage you, open up these regs. The link I sent
Right.
earlier
Right.
with that little screenshot, those are the deadlines for the next round of regs, which really break down how the industry will operate in every municipality. So if you break down municipality, New York City is a municipality, Manhattan, then we break down into boroughs. We're a borough. It is in our best interest to work with all the other community boards in creating a
Manhattan.
letter
Right.
and
Mhm.
divvying up all these regs, because it's a ton of them.
Right.
Let
You
me-
said it was 300 pages. I mean, I try to go through
It's
it when-
not even one. It's like a bunch of PDFs. Like if you all want to take a crack at it and explain it better. But when I went in there, like the way they're dropping is they have a section in their website, and let me see if I find the one I sent to all these guys.
because I went in there and it wasn't very user friendly
Exactly.
I was trying to
Exactly.
navigate and it was a little cray. And
You have to find
inter-
regulations.
okay, I was going to interject Daria and Deirdre, the two D's and the two M's. We were talking about with the other community boards, since it's a very voluminous amount of paper if you were to print it. And I went in there to try to look to see like what we did before, when we had a section, a small part of it, and then we divvied it up among our small group task force members to go through it and to highlight things that were problematic. Now, this is something on a more mass scale.
Yeah.
And we were looking to try to do it among community boards in Manhattan, because we figure, one, it would be an easier lift, and two, ultimately, if we were all on the same page in Manhattan, more or less, then it just creates continuity, going back to what Miriam said with the liquor license, because I think all the community boards follow the same rules when it comes to liquor licenses, if I'm not mistaken.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So,
Oh, I
yeah.
had him posted.
Yeah.
So that's basically the big update on OCM and where we are as a committee. Sure, go for it, Daria.
Daria.
I'm sorry.
Daria. That's how
Daria.
rumors get started. You know what? The only reason I'm telling you is because when I don't say anything, everybody pulls to Daria easily.
Daria.
In a way. And then later on, when I say it, people are like, why didn't you tell me? So
Daria.
thus, yeah. So did we
sorry, 1 second.
Did we choose a section, or is that something?
So this is all unfolding. As Monique reminded me, we met with the 11 and 12. No, we met with 11. We met with 11 and 10, I think.
I think it was 11. I didn't bring my notes up, but
it was East Harlem and Washington Heights. It was definitely 12. And I can't remember if it was 10 or 11.
Who
it was
had this
11.
meeting? Where was this meeting?
It was Zoom. It was Zoom. It was called by Community Board 12 because they had OCM come to their last economic development meeting. There's a lot going on. There's like a forum every week. There's like 1 million people who are telling everyone what's going on. The Bronx had an incredible like retail experience, but the bottom line, OCM is dictating everything right now.
Could you add me to whenever you tell Monique, could you add me to the thread? Because I want to go, I want to be at these things.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, I mean, once again, it wasn't like planned per se. They reached out because they knew we had a task force, and they had a few questions to ask us, and so we would convene to have a discussion. But the goal is to bring people together, the task forces together, so that we're all on the same page, even though we each have our own nuances. Go ahead, Miriam.
Our task force has had a very low attendance. It's basically been Monique and myself. I think David.
Right.
David jumped in. I think David jumped in one of the meetings. We've had random people. It's the last Thursday of every month. It's literally on our calendar on our website. The reason we picked the last Thursday, we have to do this during like committee hours. Like we're meeting on a Saturday is a challenge for all of us. And it's hard to invite the public on the weekend. And quite frankly, we're volunteers. Like we got to get stuff done Monday to Friday. If we want to meet offline and we have to, we can, but like to hold a public meeting, we're trying to do this the week before the month. So we're actually ahead of the month, because what we're realizing, and all the other task forces are realizing, we have to time everything we do to the executive, to have our letters reviewed, to run it through committee, to get things approved. So we need a full month ahead of everything to meet our deadlines. Like us planning that, the other boards are like, that's actually makes sense to meet after your general meeting. So you're actually starting fresh ahead of all the other committees. So that's why we've landed on the Thursday. It's on the calendar. Youtha sends it out. Youtha's the only person in the office. So, we're not trying to overburden her with our task force. But that's all I can tell you, ladies. This is a fast moving train. There's stuff going on. We
The
have
meetings though have been, if they've been called last minute. And if you've met, I don't know when that was. I know one time Monique told us. It really, it's not really something at this point that matters. I'm just asking.
yeah. No, we'll include you.
Because I'm interested in this. I want to be a part. I want to keep my finger on the pulse of it, which is why I'm on the task force. So I understand that so many moving parts, and especially you with your business being part of this as well.
You ladies have no idea.
Right. That's why I'm specifically sort of sticking on it with you, because I know where the stuff is, and I need you to tell me.
And that's why I'm editing a lot of the bullshit that's out there right now for our community board, because there is a lot of noise. It's a lot of noise. And
I don't need it edited though.
Okay. No, that's cool. But I'm just telling you, there's stuff going on every single day, multiple stuff every day.
Sorry, guys. I got bumped off.
Jersey. You're here. So we will add you to all the links to everything, because this is moving fast. We have a deadline. If you look at the links, there's a deadline. We all sit on other committees. Monique and myself are like stretched beyond our capacity at this point.
Which is I also sit on. Hey, I'm here.
That's why I sit on. I also sit on CC6. So when I tell you I'm stretched beyond, it's beyond. But I'm finding time for this because we are making history. We have to pay attention right now with this round of regs. We need to collaborate as a municipality with as many community boards as possible, because we need all points of view, how this is going to operate in our borough. So that's the big update. Then we kind of jumped ahead. The findings this year are something else. The big finding for us and challenge at one of our meetings, we had someone from the mayor's office attend. We've had regular attendance from by Mina and Keisha from the borough president's office. So, we've stayed connected as much as we can. As you all saw, there was the dispensary that's going to open on the Apollo, and the board wasn't told. OCM is losing street credibility. That's word on the street. People are not happy. They didn't tell Community Board 10. Like, we got that letter to sign on to, which I will not sign on to, because it's misinformation to say that a legal dispensary is going to bring crime to 125th Street. You're just feeding the old narrative that marijuana is a drug, and you're not even trying to give this a chance. So that just sounded like a lot of misinformation. I find it hard to believe that nobody at the Harlem Business Alliance or the bid or in all of Harlem didn't know about that. I just find that very hard to believe. Somebody in Harlem knew about that. I just, somebody, some
Well,
politician,
it's
somebody.
unfortunate. Well, it's
I don't know who
unfortunate.
that somebody was, but
Right. But
somebody knew.
it should have been rolled out better. That's the bottom
Absolutely.
line. It
And
wasn't rolled out appropriately.
So is
but
it
here you
proposed
go.
or
If
is it
you're not at
actually
the,
happening?
I
Is
don't
it
know.
What?
It's
Is it
happening.
proposed or is actually happening?
I think
No,
it's happening. It's
I did,
happening.
yeah, they said there's like 36 dispensaries or things that
This is
were
part of the cord. This is part of
right.
the cord program, the first
Right.
wave, which is not the same as, it's not the same as the retail licenses that they haven't yet approved that are going to come before us. If anyone wants to open a business in our community, they will have to come before the board. And, that's where, hold on a minute.
Yeah. So to continue,
Sorry,
yeah.
my dog.
What
So
happened?
they're actually gonna have to physically come, or it's gonna come like the liquor licenses do, like we'll get their name and stuff, or the person will actually have to come.
We have to decide that.
We have to
Daria.
decide.
We
Yeah.
decide that. Like we have to come up, we as a committee, as a task force, and I see we have someone, Carlton Davis joined us.
He's an arts and culture member.
Awesome. Welcome, Carlton.
Welcome, Carlton.
So that
Thank
we decide, Daria, if we want to have a survey, like a questionnaire, a form. This whole new set of regs kind of establishes how we want these businesses to operate. Like we can literally say we don't want them to operate past 11 p.m., like their hours operation, that they can't be open on Sunday before 12 o'clock. This new set of regs is all of that. All that juicy stuff that how we decide how a liquor, how a bar opens. Now we have to decide the rules of
How
conduct for,
dispensary. Right.
yep, not just a dispensary, Monique, a
For the
consumption
entire
lounge,
industry. Yeah.
a nursery, a lab, it's the whole
Right.
industry.
Which is why we gotta go through those rules and regulations to know, to
As
see.
the more people, the better.
Yeah. So to go back to Daria's question, do we decide how things were going to be divvied up? And the answer is no. In fact, I know that we were looking to establish a Google Doc that was being shared. I didn't click on that link yet from, what was his, Noah? What's his name?
Nobles.
Yeah.
I clicked on
Nobles.
the link and it didn't get me anywhere. I have to follow up with him to make sure he does it right. And because it's like 5 different PDFs, I don't know how we're going to do this. I don't know if a Google Doc shared amongst 20 people is going to make sense, or if it makes sense to annotate a PDF. Like he's a tech guy, like Community Board 12 has a tech guy who's like a tech guy from L'Oreal, his day job, and he's willing to help us. So we're going to ask him, check with him, what's the best way to divvy this up, because
that's right.
It's above my pay grade and it's a lot of information.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're all having to figure this out, and it's like we got day jobs and now like we got to figure all this out. And this is again, like OCM is not playing ball with us.
They're not. Now, what is the deadline? Remind me, February to get back a response? I thought I saw that in the one of the links you sent us.
Let me pull that up. There's a few different dates. So the main ones are January 23rd. It's the Cannabis Laboratories Revised Regulations Laboratory Oversight. On January 30th, it's part 128, Adult Use Packaging, Labeling, Marketing, Advertisings Revised. So full disclosure, I personally signed on to a letter and a coalition to comment on those regs in July that we weren't meeting. Then in February, we have the violations, hearings, and enforcement regs are due, which are big,
my
you know, how they're going to enforce that. Then
Right.
again, February 13th is the even
Okay.
bigger one. The adult use cannabis regulations, like that's part 118, 19, 20, 21, like that's where it gets like
Dicey.
the distance from the church, from the school, the hours of operations, you know what I mean? So
I mean, do we want to, as a group, decide like which one we want to take on?
we got to look at all of them.
Yeah, and I think we should have a chance to look at them if we're gonna, clearly we have to look at them all, but the part that we're gonna concentrate on, to Monique's statement, I would like a chance to look at them all
Absolutely.
before I, you know.
I put the link in the
but-
chat. That
Fair
link
enough.
that's in the chat takes you to that page, because like Monique said, navigating OCM for me, it's like, you know, it's no brainer because I understand their lingo, but it's very complicated. That's a
It
comment
was.
we definitely need to give
Okay.
to them. So that link takes you to the regulations page, and you can link on each PDF. And Daria, if you click on like the date, it'll pull them, organize them to you by deadline, by due date. So,
Okay.
so that, because it has like ones that everything's in there. So you want to make sure you pay attention to what's coming up, which is
I
the
mean, I
Jan-
clicked on it, Miriam, now, and like I said, where are we going? Oh, no, not the process, the regulations themselves, right? Right at the bottom.
okay, I'm clicking on it to just navigate.
Yeah,
You
because
are
like I said, I
scrolling
did.
down the regulatory process, commenting on proposed regulations, keep
Right.
scrolling.
Yeah, and then regulations.
There you go.
Okay, yep, okay, there's the calendar.
When you
Okay.
hit on the comment period expiration, that little arrow up and down,
Yeah.
it puts it on the, if you hit it up, it puts the latest, you know, like by due date. There's
Oh, okay.
actually something coming up January the 18th, personal home cultivation for medical round 1. Like
Oh,
when
Lord,
I tell
feel
you this
sick.
is so fast moving,
Yeah, that's
like
January 18th.
yeah, like we can't even catch all of this.
And then January 23rd. Oh my God. I'm gonna slip my throat. I'm sorry. I have so much going on at work, and then now this. Oh my God.
Just take a deep breath. Don't worry, Monique. Don't worry. You know, we're meant. That's why we're dividing and conquering.
Well, we're
And
having this
when you look
conversation,
at these, and when you look at these, don't be overwhelmed. Every reg opens up with like 5 pages of a glossary. So
Okay.
what seems like 50 pages might actually be, and they go pretty fast because it's just
Got
like
it.
bullet points. Some of them are illogical and you're like, what? And you give comments, but a lot of them you're like, okay, this makes sense. This makes sense. This makes sense. You know what I mean?
Okay, got it.
Don't get
All right.
overwhelmed. Do what you can. Just fan through them.
I mean,
Because
I could do it for casual reading when I get a moment between sessions, period.
I'm with
But
you. I'm in the same
but-
boat, girl.
But what I was gonna say, we have 4 people. Hold on, I'm sorry. My husband needs to be attended to. Hold on.
And we got families and we got husbands and we got cats and we got dogs and we got plants. And now we got the cannabis industry. This is nuts, y'all. This is nuts. And that they're dropping all this on community boards. Like if you don't, as a community, if you don't look at this now, it's like, then don't complain when you're on the menu, because they're giving you a chance right now to design that menu. And then if you're like, if you don't give your opinion, they're going to serve you.
Yeah, that's why I don't feel like it's a dump. I feel like it's an opportunity.
Absolutely. It's a dump because we're all civil servants and this is
Yeah.
voluntary. And
we're also for free. We're civil
yeah,
servants.
hello. And we're doing
And we have to
this,
do the other thing that where we make money too, so it's a lot.
and we're Community Board 9, like we have an understanding of equity. We stand up for community, like we're a community that's impacted by the repeat attack on our community. So we try to do this equitably.
Sorry.
But
Mm.
there's also a question how some community boards are going to do this equitably. Like, do they understand this industry enough that when someone comes in front of them, are they just going to vote personally and say no? You
Right.
know what I mean? And then
What-
there's something that we brought up on Friday, like we need to alert OCM. It's not cool to give someone a license and then send them to the community board. Like that should be the reverse.
Exactly. That came up and that was just like highly, I felt not appropriate. I mean, what is the incentive to work with, come before the community board if they're getting it? I
Right.
mean,
So you're
that doesn't
not
make sense.
asking us, you're telling us.
You're telling us exactly, and that's
Yeah,
just not
and that's-
appropriate. So
So
we have to make sure
red
we
flag.
comment on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And-
that's the red flag, the night shot. If you want it, Monique, I'm gonna have to jump off, but I think, you can
I-
cover our findings, which is, the concern. Do you want
I
me to
could
drop it in
definitely-
the email?
I could definitely drop it in there, but in terms of the concerns, everyone, one of the things that I'm gonna say, Darren, one of the things Miriam and I discussed with the other community boards, because they each have their own nuance, we brought up our concern as it relates to the public housing, which the other night when we were in the strategic planning meeting with Victor, we had some of the representatives from that from some of the nearby housing developments in our community. And I know they certainly should be able to join us as we move forward to our other, to future meetings. But, our concern is that because of the way cannabis is categorized right now, that type 1, I think it's type 1, but it's categorized in the
Schedule
same
1.
way. Schedule 1, thank you. As the same category as, I guess, cocaine, right? If I'm not mistaken. And so because of that, anybody in public housing, I believe, who is caught with possession of such product can be evicted, right? And
Something
yet,
like that.
and then yet we are trying to create an opportunity for people in our community. Many of them are from public housing, right? So if they wanted to be involved in this business, are they going to have problems in terms of doing something legal, but yet dealing with a item that's still federally miscategorized? And we brought that up, and we know that this is not obviously an issue just for Community Board 9, because there are housing developments throughout, let's say, Manhattan. And so that's something that has to be delved into deeper. And we talked about that extensively. And the other issue is the immigrant issue. Somebody who might be living or residing in a home with somebody who is, I don't know, if they have a illegal status, because we know that happens. People are here working illegally. If somebody is residing in a home with somebody else who might want to open a business, is that going to jeopardize that person who's in the home?
The naturalization process, the green card process. Can immigrants work? Like we're getting a flood of immigrants to New York. Are immigrants going to be able to work in this space if they're in the process of getting a green card? Like that impacts all of
a
New
lot
York,
of people,
but it could impact us.
Right, us in Washington Heights. So we had that discussion with some of our fellow community board members, and as we go through the regs, that's something that we definitely have to be mindful of. And OCM admits that they're building the plane while they're flying it, and that's not always a good strategy. But we don't want them
Can you believe they literally say that?
Yeah, they say that they're building the plane while they're flying it. So
well, that is the truth. I don't, we all know what it is. It's the Wild West out here. It is the Wild West. That, you know what this is? And I keep using this analogy. This is hip hop in the 90s. It is, there are certain people who are sort of at ground zero, like us. And we're not all the way ground zero. We're like the employee after Puffy goes and starts Bad Boy, we're the employees at Bad Boy. You know what I mean? And we're making the rule, like we're the ones who make this industry. I know people who were road managers and stuff like that. They were street dudes. Like they met Andre Harrell or whatever. And
Yep.
he was like, oh, I'm gonna make you this. And then they figured it out. But they were making it up as they went along.
But
And that's
Daria,
what
you
we're
know
doing.
what's
I am
funny?
so excited about this.
Do you want to know what's hilarious? When you, that's how you know people don't know. There's people who don't make the connection with, don't know Sean Puffy Combs' history and Bad Boy. Like they just think P. Diddy, they're like, oh, celebrities are trying to get into the game. And I'm just like, do you all not know about Sean Puffy Combs and Bad Boy Entertainment? Like,
Right,
how do you think hip hop happened?
right.
And Wu-Tang and all these guys, well, how do you think they all paid for everything?
Yeah, yeah. So,
It's like,
hey,
but
it is what
that
it
is,
is.
but that is the level of, crazy communication, misinformation out there, that there's people saying P. Diddy has no business in cannabis.
That's why I need to be at these meetings, because there needs to be every one of us who understands that needs to, as many of us who should be everywhere. We don't all
Yeah.
have to go together, because there always has to be that voice in a room, because that other stuff that you just said, that ridiculousness, is going to be going on all over the place.
Yep.
And literally, we're the only ones with the information.
You know,
Like there's
crazy.
a certain demographic with that information. And otherwise, we're, like you said, what do you say? They're going to serve you, you know?
Ladies, I'm going to have to jump off, but we are not leaving you off anymore. Any emails, anything from Community Board 12. It's just all happening fast. They reached out to us. So get ready to be busy. Thank God for Zoom, that all this can happen on Zoom and we can record everything. So if you miss it, catch it, hear it, listen, transcribe, and we will stay in touch. I got to jump on. I have a class. It's my spiritual guru year ending Ebo, and I got to go. I'm late. Have a wonderful holiday, Monique. I will be in touch with you. Happy
Please, thank you.
holidays. Happy New Year. We're going to be busy, but we got this. We got this. We got it.
Yeah, we do. All right, later.
Have a good night.
Like Miriam said, we're waiting to see, and we'll reach out to Nobles regarding the setting up of this document, so that we can all be on it to review it and parse it out and go through it like we did last time, with a tooth and comb, to bring out any issues of concern like we did before. Many people still talk about the letter that came out of Community Board 9, commenting and asking very valid questions about, well, why is this being said? And this is not clear, and this should be stated differently. And so I guess certainly, because other community boards commented that they heard about our letter, which was so funny. And of course, including the Manhattan Borough President, what is her name? Percy Sutton's granddaughter, whatever her title is. She still talks about that letter. So obviously we've set a standard, because we take this seriously and we know what the ramifications are. So anything that is done in terms of parceling out this massive 300 pages, that we will figure out who's going to do what. We can look, as we said, we can look over all of it, skim it, but ultimately, whatever section we get, we want to do our due diligence, break it apart, and come back with appropriate comments for them to review and take seriously, because they said they're depending on the community boards basically to tell them what to do, which is messed up. But then if we don't use this as an opportunity to have a say, then we can't, I guess, complain when things happen because we didn't say anything. So we have to do our best.
Why do you feel it's messed up?
I think no, it's messed up that it's not messed up that we should have a say. We should have a say. This is impacting our community. I guess what's messed up is the pace that it's going at, but at the same time, they're depending on us. And I feel that in some cases, things are kind of being thrown at us and there wasn't enough input for us to weigh in. But I guess now this is the opportunity to weigh in and correct things that are just kind of being put out there. As I said, the plane is being built as it's being flown at the same time. Never a good strategy. So that's it. That's it. The other thing, the last thing on here was, and we talked about this, trying to do this education forum, because the more stuff you hear, the more important it is to have a forum so that people are asking questions and understand that what we're doing is something that's supposed to support the community and move us in a positive direction. And even though the way this dispensary that's coming out on 125th Street it didn't feel like there was full disclosure, it doesn't mean that moving forward, and we're going to press for that there needs to be more information that gets out there in the community because this is coming. And I think the more people are aware and can weigh in, the less of an enigma it will be. And so we talked about with the other community boards trying to pull together and do something in Manhattan. There have been a few things that have happened, and we're trying to see if something can be done sometime in the new year. That's still to be determined. So
Personally, I think the thing on 125th Street, I signed it. And I
okay.
signed it because at first I was turning my nose up, just like I had the same feeling that Miriam had. Oh, they're treating it like it's a drug or whatever. But the truth is we don't know what it's going to be like. And this is New York City, and everything that they mentioned in that letter, all the things we know are valid. We know they're valid. So why do that? You know what I mean? Why take a chance? Why take a gamble on what it might end up being? It might end up being just quiet or whatever, but
Right.
it's again, this is New York City. It's like driving down the street anywhere else in America is one thing. Driving down the street in New York City is something different. I'll tell you, I'm from Ohio, and I used to hear on television and movies double parking. No one does that in America except for New York. There are
Oh,
things
really?
that are, no one does. I didn't know. I was an adult who had literally been all over the world, and I did not know what double parking was until I came to New York, and I was like, oh, and people
It
do
was a
that every, like,
yeah,
and I still, when I see, like, if you do that where I'm from, it's like you're really scared because it's totally out of character
unusual.
I haven't been every single place, but I've been
Right.
to most of the major cities, and nobody does it. It's one of those things that's just, it would be out of order anywhere else. And I say that to say, that's the city that we live in. So if you open a dispensary in this city, there's going to be some New York stuff. It's, and we can't pretend that we don't understand that. And for us to take that chance of whatever it might be, and not knowing what it might be, and doing that right across from the Apollo, I wholeheartedly agree that maybe the experiment should have been a place a little less, that it would be a little less impactful if it goes left.
Well, I think what I heard you say, the concern of having something like that in such a high profile area because of the impact would be so tremendous, which I don't disagree, but that's why it should have been I felt more disclosure, like we should have known it was gonna be there and have more say, especially since OCM is the one helping to shepherd these efforts, and they're turning to the community for input to help shape the efforts that are being put out there. So it's like a catch-22 sort of thing. But I mean, as far as I know, that dispensary is going to happen. I'm not clear what the date is, and I have to ask Miriam, but it's coming, and
Well,
we have to obviously keep eyes on it.
I think that we should keep more than eyes on it. I think that we should talk amongst ourselves, maybe take a vote and decide whether we should, because if this committee, if our community is on the side of that letter, then I think that we could support them.
Right, right. When we met, the representative from the Community Board 10, I don't think joined us because something happened, they had a conflict, and we were looking to touch base to hear what they were doing and what they had crafted. So that's something that we should follow up on, because we did state we wanted to support them, because just the fact that it was being done and there wasn't proper, communication, we thought that that wasn't right. So just from that point of view. And then anything else that they might have stated, we would have to view, which I haven't even viewed yet. And I don't think we've heard back from that representative from 10.
You know what?
So,
I'm happy to take the lead on that. I can take that off your plate if you want me to.
oh, to reach out to the rep at Community Board 10?
10 and also the bid who put the letter out.
I would say maybe you could reach out to the bid. I wanted to, but since Miriam and I had been on the in communication with some of the members from last Friday, in fact, to see what was going on with 10, allow me to reach out and do that and see where they are. And if it's something that I can't follow up on, then I would be more than happy to ask you to please assist with that, given that there is a lot going on. But we did
I'll
already
reach out to
say,
the bid.
yeah, we definitely did say that we wanted to support Community Board 10. So I'll follow up on that.
It is the bid. Let me just make sure that I remind you, it's the bid's letter. It's not Community Board 10's letter, the one that's going around. The bid.
The letter, yeah, it was supposed to be, my understanding, a letter coming from Community Board 10, since it is in their house where this is going. So I wanted to find out if anything had been drafted. And I was told last week that they didn't know. And then they were supposed to find out and get back to us. So I'm going to reach out to, I have to go, Javier, who I think represents CB East Harlem. I have to remember what number that was. Javier from East Harlem was the one we were speaking
11.
with. 11. Thank you. So Javier from 11 was supposed to touch base with the person in 10. So I would send him a quick note and ask him, did you reach out? Is there anything you want us to do as a Community Board 10 in support of your efforts? I can do that. And then get back to both of you, to all of you on this meeting, because Carlton is now a member. So it's not all women now. We got a gentleman here, which is nice. We need some male energy.
But just, you do know that there's already a letter from the bid. You know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, there's a petition going around. That's what
I saw the petition.
Yeah, there's already.
Is that what you meant?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. That's the one they wanted people to sign on and say, oh, they're against it. That one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Just wanted to make sure.
I saw it. I mean, I didn't sign on to it, so I read it. So, yeah. I would be curious to know. I mean, they sent that out, but I want to know, to Miriam's point, did they know before it was put out?
Clearly,
Because
I mean, why would they write that if they knew? What would be the reason to start a whole campaign?
Well, I want to know
Not
who,
knowing if
I,
they
I
knew.
guess I want to know who knew, like in our community, like somebody
Okay,
had to
clearly
know.
it's not the bid though, because they,
Yeah. I
yeah.
guess, yeah, I'm just like disturbed, like, did any of the elected officials know? And didn't like tell us because they know what we're trying to do. And that makes our job hard in terms of even trying to educate the community if things can be put into it without any input. So I do find that a bit disturbing. So, but anyway, I mean, I guess that's my opinion and I'm entitled to it. But moving forward, that sort of thing can't happen or it shouldn't happen. So, but I will find out if there's a letter from 10. And like I said, we want to do some sort of community educational session. And we wanted to see if we could do it with those in this immediate area, our community board and the adjacent ones, um, figure out a time to do it and bring people together to have those conversations. And it would be an education. I wish we could have done something like they did in the Bronx. I couldn't get to that Bronx event. Did you guys know about the event in the Bronx at the old post office? They had this retail space that they created to give you a sense of what a legitimate dispensary would look like when one opens up. And hold on, please. Sorry. Sorry, thank you. Um, I didn't get to go because I couldn't go, but I thought that was pretty cool. And I wish something like that could have been done in Manhattan, and maybe it can. But you know, these things are happening; they're opening up. So I don't know if it's moot to do it, but that's a part of the education piece.
Um, if I may also make a
Yes,
suggestion
Larry.
that
Uh-huh.
you know, I selfishly, not selfishly, because it's for the community, want the information, whatever information comes, but I wonder really if it would be even better to like everything that comes through, just give it to Yutha to send out to the community. Miriam was saying that she was editing it. I don't want it edited quick. That's, you know what you want to go to, but you don't know what I want to go to. And so if we are just given the information, and if we're given the information, and also if it's like given to Yutha to blast, other people in the community who may be interested would have an opportunity to go and, to go to some of these things. And I think that would also help us in terms of like having a forum and all that stuff. People, so we're not the only ones who are informed, and other people who may or may not be on the community board or may not be able to make it to our meetings or whatever, they still are informed about, other things going on in the community regarding it. So when we do all come together, we're not having to explain minutia all the time.
That point is noted. Period. So freely sharing that information, because that cannabis retail space, I don't recall who it was sent to. Certainly it was sent to Miriam and I thought it was shared with more people. But to that point, yes, you're right. The idea is to share information to make people aware. And I guess by doing that, you create opportunities for people to go learn, explore. And this retail space across the bridge in the Bronx sounded phenomenal. And
Yeah, and
unfortunately, I couldn't
it's
attend.
sent to chairs to be disseminated. So just
Okay, fair
I'm mad.
enough.
Now I'm mad that I missed that. Is it still going on?
No,
Is it
it was
still going
last
on?
weekend. It was
Oh,
from Friday to I think Monday. And it
mm.
was I mean I thought it was blasted out for sure, but I hear you. We'll make sure that stuff gets out because you're right, we can't be everywhere. And we want to make sure as many people know so that people can be educated. So I've made a note of that, and I'll be more than happy to make sure that stuff gets shared.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. I don't know who did it, and I'm wondering if it could be replicated somewhere in Manhattan. Maybe it would happen, I don't know where. I'm thinking Jacob Jarvis. That's like a large place, unless there's another venue uptown that we can go to. But it was held in the old post office in the Grand Concourse in the Bronx, which is right over the bridge. So, yeah. But that's the other thing to focus on, some sort of educational forum. So, after the holidays, I mean, there might be email exchanges because I'll reach out to people to see where we're at with the other community board reps. Hi, Dee. Nice to see you. And certainly we are looking to, once again, try to stick to the date, that fourth Thursday of the month, period. Even if we don't stay on for long, to try to have some consistency, but also see what we're doing so that when we meet again to see where we're at, because those regs, as we said, have to be reviewed and deadlines have to be met. And even tomorrow, I'll reach out to the person who was sharing the document to see if we have any sort of game plan. And then I'll at least share with you for here so that we can maybe start doing something and not get slammed. And that's it. Any other comments or thoughts? Okay, well, if there aren't, I want to say thank you to all of you for joining, and to be safe, have a happy holiday, and thank you for your service and your support. And next year is going to be a real interesting ride, as they say. I'm not going to say bumpy, it's going to be interesting. We're going to be busy. So hold on tight.
But we're the pioneers around here, so
we are the pioneers, but I laugh because pioneers, they do take major risk, right? I want to be careful.
They had it hard. Look, we look back at them like, oh, you were so, but every pioneer in every industry, every pioneers in America, pioneers in hip hop, pioneers in, everybody worked hard and sacrificed.
That's right.
They have horror stories. And I'm sure we'll have some we can.
I hope we can minimize the horror part, but you're right. In order to grow, you got to take a chance. And sometimes you make mistakes, and you're supposed to learn from your mistakes. And even what's going on 125th Street, hopefully we can learn, because there will be other dispensaries, other types of things like lounges that are going to be coming forth, and we want to make sure they roll out properly. So that's why, you got to start somewhere. So absolutely. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your holiday. I'll try to make sure I reach out to you. No, I won't try. I will reach out to you regardless. I know you guys are busy, but even if it's a quick note that I'm sharing with Miriam, because I'm usually doing something quick, I'll make sure to loop you in, and including you, Carlton. And it's nice to meet you. I think we've met once before. I'm glad you came back. And also, last, before I let you go, the goal is to have representation from other committees. So, we have youth and education, we have the arts, and, we want to obviously have someone for economic development, and probably someone from landmarks and preservation, because that was the other issue that came up. Buildings that are housing these illegal cannabis pop-ups. That's all part of the enforcement piece. So it's important to have representation from all the committees so that they can weigh in and help us as we try to roll this out. And as we do the regs, if there are other people that we can pull in, then we'll try, so that it won't be such a heavy lift for just a few of us. So we want to spread the love. So anyway, more to come.
Okay.
All right. Have a good night. And like I said, happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Bye-bye.
Happy holidays, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Deirdre, you look so pretty.
Thanks, Daria.
Bye.